Mm, hot. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? First off, shout out to the newest channel member, Kiera Hart. Thank you so much for joining the Harrison Extended through channel memberships. Thank you so much for joining the family. Glad that you're part of us. All right. Please hold me accountable. Make sure that you make sure that I make sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing here on YouTube and in these YouTube streets. So thank you so much for being a sponsor of this channel. Because of you, we'll be able to continue doing more content and upgrading and just putting quality content out there. So thank you so much for joining the Harrison Extended family. What's going on, everybody? Mommy's first one in the chat. Yeah, my mother's first one. Thank you to my mother. She hooked me up with this new chair. You don't hear it, do you? Remember before when I was like using the other chair, and every time I would move, you would hear the creak, creak, creak. My mother was like, "It's annoying, Andre. Knock it off. I'm giving you my chair." So she gave me a chair. So I got a nice, it looks all professional. I look all like official. I just need to start wearing suits and have like, you know, never mind. All right, what's going on, everybody? We also got Berean Babes here. Thank you so much for being here in the live stream. We're going to have a dope discussion tonight. Michael Joseph, aka Mike, brethren, what's going on? What's going on with you too? What's going on with you? What's going on? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. We're gonna have a dope discussion tonight. I think that it's a much needed discussion. Now, we are probably going to get a lot of men saying, "Well, what about women?" Tonight is one of those nights where I'm going to be talking to men. Men may not necessarily like what I have to say, and their response will usually be, "Well, what about women? What about women?" Right? Nobody's holding women accountable. Listen, I stand by this, right? I believe that women should be holding each other accountable. I believe that older women should be holding accountable younger women. Younger women hold each other accountable. I also understand it may not necessarily be happening so much, but I believe that the tide is going to change. The tide is going to change, and older women will start schooling younger women, not just saying that they're queens and stuff, but start checking them on their behavior. And I think a lot of us, men and women alike, need the older elephants to teach us how to go, how to walk, right? So I don't consider myself an older elephant, even though one day I went to go play ball with my son at 25 with fitness. I was given to some of those 20-something-year-olds and 30-year-olds, right? But you know what they called me? They called me OG. And I was like, you know what? I'll accept that. I'll accept that. I'm an OG a little bit, right? I've been around the block. I learned a few things, studied, and got degrees about a few things. So I'm not necessarily talking out of my blowhole. I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I'm passionate, and I really desire to help people, especially my young men, because I'm tired of seeing young men get played out of their resources, but also act stupid with their resources and their natural resources. And tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about their natural resource that they tend to waste, so much so that it wastes out of them, and then they create babies that they don't want. And we're going to talk about all of it tonight. So tonight, the men are not going to like me. You guys are going to be like, "Well, Dre, what about the women? Who's holding the women accountable?" I believe in holding people accountable, and on occasion, I'll touch on topics targeted toward females. But that's not where I'm at. Like, I'm not on that energy where I need to tell women how to be women. That's not where I'm at. I'd rather tell my young men how they should operate as men, and pray and encourage older women to tell younger women how to be women and how to treat men right. I'm here to tell men how to treat women right. That's what I'm here on. That's the energy I'm on. So, with that being said, and I'm coming from a biblical perspective, okay? I'm coming from a perspective that has been tried, has been made true, because this modern dating today and how everybody here's what frustrates me. And I'm going to say this right now. We got people out there with all this whole, the Bible's outdated, the Bible is this and it doesn't apply to today. Hear me out. The Bible is outdated. Why were there so many successful marriages in those outdated times? How come we don't see a lot of successful marriages today? We say the Bible is outdated, but the people today aren't applying the Bible that's outdated. And then they wonder why their marriages aren't working, or they can't find somebody solid enough to marry. Oh my gosh. It's not even like rocket science. It's common sense. It's common sense. People are so afraid of religion that they'll dismiss the good things within it. because they don't want anybody controlling them or telling them what they can and can't do. They really believe that they can live any way they want and they're going to find somebody that's going to accept them and put up with their nonsense. It's not going to happen like that. Gentlemen and ladies, it won't happen like that. That's not how people are built. When they see nonsense, they can only put up but so much. And then eventually, they're going to want to leave the nonsense. They're not going to accept you for who you are all the time. They may like it initially. It may look pretty and even sexy. But if there's nonsense involved, connected to it, no man or woman is going to want to stay around for that. And then, so we say, well, the Bible's outdated. The Bible is using old, archaic standards. Yep, I am. It worked. All right. It's been tried. It's been, proven true. But you know what hasn't been proven true? The modern dating standards today. Okay. Hasn't been proven true. Has not. So today we're going to be talking about a little bit about dating for men and how men need to do the most important thing: control their sexual urges. Did you hear me, men? Control your sexual urges. Men need to start practicing sexual control when they date, okay? Especially in this modern era. Some men are very loose with the goose. Oh, this is a family channel, so I got young people watching this, so I try not to get too crazy. All right, but men are loose. They see somebody that's pretty, a girl that's pretty, they holler. They splurge and try to impress, hoping that they can have a return that evening. So, yo, Ma, what's good? You looking good? Let's go out to eat. I'll go pick you up about 7 on Friday. All right. Then they go pick her up. They rent a car. So they rent a nice car, right? Borrow some money from mom or dad who's living upstairs because they got a room in the basement that they play video games in all day. And take it to a nice restaurant, and then they go back to her place, not even his place, her place, and hoping that he can get a return on his investment. We just wasted resources. Men need to start practicing sexual control when they start dating, when they're dating, especially in this, at any time, but especially in this modern time, because the most important thing, the most powerful thing, the most, substantial thing that happens in a dating relationship is sexual intimacy, or intimacy in general, right? And for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to separate intimacy from sex because it's not necessarily the same. We can have intimate moments that brings us closer together without having to exchange each other's underly bodily fluids, if you know what I'm saying. So we have to be able to just learn how to be intimate. Men, learn how to be intimate with women without expecting the intercourse at the end of the day. So I want to talk a little bit about some strategies that would help young men. Now, take it from me, a guy who has been, in dating situations, a guy who has not done everything perfectly. So what I'm not about to do is come out here and start judging people for their mistakes. That's not my position. And I try not to have that be my position at any point. There's some things that need to be discussed, and there's some things that I may say that you may not like, and that's okay. Honestly, if you don't like it, it's probably because you need to apply it or you're struggling with it. Okay. So there's some things that people say that I may not necessarily like, but I got to say, you know what? That applies to me. Nobody likes to be put in front of a mirror and told, this is where you got a blemish. This is where you got a blemish. However, the Bible says, right, that we should be able to look in the mirror, all right, and see our mistakes instead of walking away as if we don't have any. We have to be able to see our mistakes, the things that we need to grow in. And that's a sign of maturity. Do you hear this, gentlemen and ladies? That's a sign of maturity. If you believe that you have nothing that you need to have worked on, you are beyond growth. You are not growing at all. If you have arrived, if you expect people to only tell you all the wonderful things about yourself, you're not maturing. I want people around me, men. You should have people around you that's going to tell you a little bit about yourself or a lot of bit about yourself. And I think in this modern day, people are afraid to have that, to the point where if I come on YouTube and I say something that people disagree with, I'm gonna have one side that say, yeah, that's right, yeah, and then the other side that says, chatty patty, you gotta go look at my latest comment. There was somebody called me chatty patty because I commented on the Sierra and dropping it low and showing the world what her husband has access to. Now all of us are able to see it. All right, but they didn't like that. But here's the thing: you may not like what I have to say all the time, but just judge it. Judge what I'm saying, and just think about what I'm saying. Okay, and that's it. What's going on, King Hanny? What's going on, K White? K White says, if I may, thank you for this timely discussion. As a serious single Christian in my late 30s, I've struggled with Christian men who respect and want to uphold boundaries in dating. And I tell you, they're out there. There are men out there that will do that. All right. But if they're not and they want to, this video is for them. What's going on, King Hanny? Where's your cousin at? Greetings. What's going on? All right. So let's get into the topic. I'm gonna have a couple of things going down. You're gonna see what I'm gonna be talking about tonight. But this is a very important topic. So the first thing I want to encourage the young men is to change your perspective about dating. Okay. Change your perspective about dating. Modern dating has moved very fastly. Like modern dating standards encourages us or forces us to move very fast. You take a girl out on a date, all of a sudden she expects you to be her boyfriend right away. Chill, relax. But here's the thing. And men, this may be your fault. You take a girl out on a date, and then at the end of the first date, you guys have sexual intercourse. What do you think she's going to be thinking? It's, you didn't say what it was in the very beginning, but you go right into it and you guys get into it, right? Which I am firmly against. She's not your wife. Stay out of it, right? But it happens. And then you guys get mad, like, yo, she's too clingy. She's not giving me space. Yo, you were all up in her space. Now you want your own space after the first date? So we move very fastly, gentlemen, when we start dating, and we want the good so quickly, right? And then the lady who has allowed you to enter inside her expects commitment, and now they're bad for expecting commitment? Change your perspective about dating. Stop thinking dating as an exchange, right? Like you put out money and she's going to put out. Change your perspective. That's not what dating is for. People are going to say, well, who are you to say what dating is for? And I got my brother. He knows what I'm talking about. Telling me that, there's nowhere in the Bible mentions dating. I agree. You're not going to find anywhere in the Bible that talks about dating. However, how we operate in dating, how we behave, our Christian character must reflect in every area of our life, even when we date. So when we are dating, okay, we need to identify the characteristics that we need to live by in order to glorify Christ in the dating phase. That's included in that is leaving intercourse off the table and genuinely getting to know who the person is. Not what she has, but who she is. Change your perspective about dating. Dating is not an exchange, because essentially, if you are putting money out to give her a good experience in hopes that you will get something in return, you're treating her like she's, read between the lines, context clues. That's not right, gentlemen. That's how we treat our ladies. That's how we treat women. Change your perspective about dating. Okay. She's not an object and she's not a conquest. She should not be that. And then when you do get her, you're wondering why she's so clingy and why she's calling you why you think. It's obvious. Don't think that you can enter in a young lady and all of them are going to be like, okay, well, it was just a hit and quit and I'm going to go. No, they're going to expect commitment. So when you go into a dating, first dates, and you expect that and she gives it, don't be surprised if she's going to want a commitment. See, dating is simply about collecting data, getting information to identify if this person is good enough to keep pursuing. But we don't look at dating like that. All we want to do is and here's the thing. Here's what I talk to ladies. Ladies, you expect too much also in the first date. You expect too much. And with that expectation, he's going to want something in return. We look at dating very wrongly from both parts. But tonight, I'm talking to my brothers. Stop looking at dating as an opportunity for you to invest in having a good time at the end of the night. Because you may not like what comes after that. Worst case scenario or best case scenario. Best case scenario, you have to try to get away from a clingy woman who wants you to be her boyfriend. That's the best case. The worst case is 9 months later, you're having a child with somebody you didn't even want to be with. She was just a conquest. And now you're tied to her for at least 18 years, 21 if they're in college, because your perspective about dating was all messed up. Not going to like what I have to say tonight, brothers. You're not going to like what I have to say tonight. Chelsea, what's going on? We're going to be live on Chelsea's live line tomorrow night. So if you are not subscribed to Chelsea's channel, make sure you go to Chelsea's live line and subscribe to her channel. And shout out to No Salt BP, living a flavorful life. Thank you so much for being here. All right, let's continue to the second thing I wanted to talk about tonight. And if you don't like what I'm saying, it is what it is. But if you like what I'm saying and have any value so far, and I've given you any value so far, smash that like button, okay? And if you're watching for the first time and you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe right now. Hit the bell notification and it'll let you know when I go live like I'm doing right now. All right, let's continue, okay? Next, another thing that you should be doing, all right, that's okay to do to help you control your sexual desires while you're dating is acknowledge but compartmentalize her beauty. Yo, it's not a bad thing for you to be physically attracted to somebody and want to date them and get to know them. Actually, that's natural. That's okay. You know what the problem is, though? Men don't be compartmentalizing a woman's beauty, okay? They want it all. they want it all, right? So they see a beautiful woman, nice face, all right? She got lashes. Today they got lashes and all that stuff. All right, whatever she's wearing. But, beautiful face, beautiful smile. She got the hourglass shape and all that. Like she's beautiful in all the areas with a nice shape, all right? Here's what happens, though, okay? A guy could be thinking about all of that. And here's what tip I want to give you, gentlemen, okay? She can have a nice shape. She can have it all, right? She can break necks, cause traffic jams and all, right? But when you're engaging in a conversation with her, the only beauty you should be concerned about is right here, especially if you really want to get to know who she is. You can have a healthy adoration for a woman's beauty without wanting to smash, especially if you compartmentalize it, okay? You can appreciate her facial features and say, you know what? She's beautiful, right? And leave it there. Stop dwelling in what she looks like. Here's how it happens, gentlemen. This is how it happens. And you know what happens like that. Yo, she's beautiful. Yo, she's bad. Yo, I can't stop thinking about it. Yo, like her body, all that. Yo, like it's just, yo, I'm wondering how it I'm just wondering how it feels. And then it goes into all of that. And then you start dwelling and building yourself the well. And then you jump in the well, eventually drowning in it. Compartmentalize the beauty. When you have a conversation with a beautiful young lady, it's okay to look at her face. It's okay to acknowledge she's beautiful. It's even okay to acknowledge the obvious, all right? Don't lie to yourself, all right? Don't lie and say, nah, she don't have a nice body. I'm not attracted to it. Don't lie, all right? It is what it is. But don't dwell on it. I have a friend, Pastor Rudy in Rhode Island. Dope brother, right? I love him. We haven't been in touch in a long, I love my brother Rudy, right? Love him, right? And I remember years ago, this had to be about maybe 1990, maybe 2000, 2001. We had a conversation. We were just hanging out. The Pawtucket Red Sox, white, whatever, was playing. I was living in Rhode Island at the time, right? And we were chilling, just talking, just man talk. Like we would just have conversations. And we talked about lust, right? And he said, you know what? An older guy once told me that if we lie to ourselves, right, and try to trick us into not believing that a beautiful woman is beautiful, all right, we're only going to hurt ourselves. The more natural thing and godly thing to do is acknowledge God's creation and say she's a beautiful creation. God made her beautiful, and then keep it moving. That's it. You said we're talking like sometimes a young lady can come across your path, right, and she can have a roundie. I'll call it that. He said if it comes across your path and your eye, happens to catch it, that's one thing. It's the second look that hurts. The second look that hurts. Okay. We got to be able to compartmentalize a woman's beauty, right? And leave it where it needs to be left. I as a man dating, I have to stop thinking about what her body looks like because that's going to drive me to want to have sex with her. But if I just appreciate her beauty and what she looks like in her face, and just when I'm having conversations, looking at her, you'll be all right. Acknowledge, but compartmentalize her beauty. Okay, she has a beautiful face. Dwell there and stay there. Stay there. Do not get lost in what her body looks like, because now you're starting to imagine what she looks like without clothes. And it goes from imagining to wanting that imagination to become a reality, and you'll do whatever it takes for it to become a reality. Don't fall for it, gentlemen. It's a trap. All right. Do not fall for it. Okay. Which leads me to my third point. Redirect thoughts that are sex driven. Redirect it, gentlemen. And don't tell me it's hard. Don't tell me I'm a man and this is what we do with men. No, men have that kind of brain, but we have the willpower and the logic to turn it off. Because here's my thing with the whole like manosphere, red pill and all that stuff, right? The argument that they have is men are logical and women are emotional, all right? Men are so logical that they can't say no to the lady parts. How logical is that? It's not really logical if you can't say no. Or if you say, well, that's men, that's what we do. That's the same argument of somebody who would be quote unquote emotional. Let's not do that, gentlemen. We are logical and calculated beings. And we have to be calculated in that area. And we must redirect thoughts that are driven by sex. Because if you don't, your thoughts will take plant in every fiber of your being, and it goes from, yo, she is bad, yo, I wonder, look at her body, and them lips and all that, she's, I wonder what she's like without any clothes on. I wonder what she's like in bed. And then it goes into all that. Stay away from your thoughts that are sex driven and redirect it. All right. In fact, you know what the Bible says? Yeah, I'm going to the Word of God. The Bible says this. Okay. It says, let me see if I can change this. I'll leave it like this. It says, flee from sexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside of the body, but the sexual immoral person sins against his own body. Okay. And what I like about verse 18 is how it begins. It says, flee from sexual immorality. In the context of this conversation, that means fornication or sex before marriage. Now, again, what I'm saying, people aren't perfect, and we're trying to encourage you to practice these things so that you can first acknowledge God through your dating, and second, be able to preserve the beauty of the dating relationship for marriage. All right. So it says flee, run from it, like flee, like run. As soon as you see it, gentlemen, as soon as those thoughts come into your mind, redirect it quick. All right. For your own good. Remember, it's a trap. So chill, brothers, chill. All right. Redirect those thoughts. And I'll hit you up with another one. So flee youthful passions and pursue righteousness, faith, love, peace, along with those who call on the Lord from a pure heart. Flee, run, get out of there. Get out of there. I promise you this. God has made a way of escape for you. There's a way of escape. So redirect your thoughts. And what will help you with that is compartmentalizing her beauty. Okay? Compartmentalize her beauty. And redirect your thoughts that way. All All right. Because listen, especially if you're trying to really glorify God in your relationship, it's hard for men. It's difficult. I'm not here saying it's easy. I'm saying it's possible. There's a difference, gentlemen. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying it's possible, especially if you want to lead. Especially if you want to lead. And by the way, I'm doing a video later about leading and how a famous couple out here in these streets. I'm gonna get there. You guys will see the video in a little bit. All right. But redirect thoughts that are sex driven, gentlemen. But what about the woman, right? The woman be wearing this and wearing that. Okay, that's her issue. All right. Remember, we're not moved off of our emotions, right? We move logically, right? So a woman can walk right down the street half nude. You have the will, the power. You have the willpower. You have the logic. You have the self-control to not engage. We can't be out there, and this is when the men are going to be upset. We can't be blaming women all the time for our sexual failures. Well, look at what she was wearing. Like, she would just look so cute. Like, why is she wearing that then if she didn't? No. That's not how we should be thinking. Accept responsibility and accountability, gentlemen. Y'all not going to like me tonight, gentlemen. You're not. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? This one the ladies may not like. Save romance after the commitment. Gentlemen, you do not have to be creating a romantic scenario on the first. You do not have to be creating a romantic scenario on the first date. No, you shouldn't. Because here's the thing with romance, right? Romance produces euphoria, feelings, and then probably releases endorphins, and you're feeling good and buttery and all that stuff, right? And gentlemen, here's the thing. You could go into this extremely pure-hearted and wanted to give her the most romantic experience possible. Romance open women up. Like, romance open women up. They feel open to the man who is providing that for her. And because she's feeling open, she's willing to open herself up to you because you have showed her romance. Gentlemen, stop it. Ladies may not like this right now. I need to be wine to dine. I want a man to be romantic with me. That's a good thing. But can you at least wait for him to make a somewhat of a commitment with you before that happens? Right? Like chill. Right? And then even in that, after the commitment, he starts showing you a level of romance. Let the romance be appropriate enough to listen. Romance open people up. It does. Candles, flowers, and all that stuff is good. I'm not saying not to do those things. I'm not. All right. It would be dope if on a first date a young man is bringing flowers and like good flowers, right? Flowers. Oh, I'm answering your questions right now. Okay, White. Flowers. That's good. That's all good. But there's a level of romance that you can. But that whole romance with the candles, chill. That's what I said in the beginning of this video. The modern dating forces and encourages men to move way too fast. Take it slow and be careful what you do, because what you do will inadvertently open a woman up to you. And then what? You're going to have to be in a position where you're going to have to tell her no. And how many of you are honestly going to do that? And you should. I'm just saying. And you should. All right. So there's appropriate levels of romance, but at least wait till there's commitment involved, please. Okay. For the appropriate levels. And then when you guys get married, let the romance flow. Let it flow. All right. Let it flow. All right. So save the romance for the commitment so that it doesn't put you in a position for her to be open and for you to have to say no. Because when a woman is open up to you and she's willing to give herself up to you, it is difficult for men to say no. It is. But it's possible. It's possible. Next thing. Some people may not like this either. Keep your pastor and trusted friends close. Listen, keep them close. Keep them close to you because they will help protect you and hold you accountable. Protect you and hold you accountable. They may ask you how you're treating her. They may say, "Are you guys staying pure?" All right. Your pastor's going to say, "Hey, let me meet her," and then say, "Hey, she's good for you. She's not good for you." Right. Right. They may say, your boys may say, "Yeah, she seems a little fast. Be careful." All right. All right. Gentlemen around you saying, "Listen, she's pretty, but don't be moved by her beauty." Okay. And I think that's a problem with a lot of us men. We are moved so much by women's beauty that we become so dumb. We become idiots, right? When we see a beautiful face and a nice body. Belle Biv DeVoe said it best, right? But you may be able to trust them if they have a good heart and they love Jesus, all right? But you got to be careful. We move so much in that arena. We will go and drop thousands of dollars just so that some random lady who happened to be nude to dance around us. All right. We will forsake paying our mortgage so that we can have one night. We will forsake paying a mortgage that will keep us in a home for at least 30 days or 28 on a leap year, February, right? For a whole month, for one night, right? One night just to see women dance, making it rain. All you hear is, right? We're driven by that. We're moved by that, right? So we need men around us, our pastors around us to say, "Listen, don't be driven by what she looked like. Don't make decisions because she's a baddie. Relax. Compartmentalize her beauty. Compartmentalize it. You don't need to be focused on her body right now. You need men around you like that." And the problem is a lot of our brothers, we don't think like that. And we have people around us that sort of encourage certain behaviors that we should not be behaving like. Now, this is for those that really want to have a solid relationship, one with God and with a young lady in the future. You need to have solid men around you that will hold you accountable. And I'm not talking about, people like that you can access on YouTube that will tell you exactly what you want to hear. Even me. Okay. Like I'm just a guy on a screen on your phone or on your laptop or computer or even on your TVs today. Right. I don't have access to you to be your mentor, hold you accountable in that way. Just outside of the video I'm talking. You need men that know you, that know exactly who you are, how you operate, what you do, your weaknesses, your strengths, to hold you accountable. We need that. Not men out here that's going to encourage us to do the things that's going to break our families apart, bring us down, put us in a situation where we could possibly have a tie to a woman for at least 18 years because we wanted one night of passion and a good time because her body was right. Man, we got to control our sexual desires and our urges. I have one more left that I'm going to talk about, but before I do that, I'm going to play a quick video, and then we're going to come back. All right, so stay tuned as I get this queued up. Thank you so much for watching this video, whether you're watching it live with me right now or watching the replay. We greatly appreciate your view and your engagement, so make sure you leave a comment down below about the topic that we're talking about. And also, if you would like to join the Harrison Extended family, you can hit the subscribe button on the bottom right and the bell notification next to it. It'll let you know when we upload new videos and when we go live like we're doing right now. All right. Also, if you would like to join the channel through memberships and support the channel monthly, we have very inexpensive tiers which will allow you to support the channel without breaking the bank. You can do so by hitting the join button on the bottom right of this video, or you can join our Patreon community by going to patreon.com/Harrison Family Value. So please, we would greatly appreciate your support. But even if you cannot give monthly or any kind of monetary donation, you can just subscribe to the channel. And by doing so, you'll be part of the Harrison Extended family. So again, thank you so much for watching this video. And if you have not liked this video yet, do it right now. All right, peace. So your monthly donations will be able to help continue this channel to go forward and create content like I'm doing now. And yeah, I'm all about family and seeing families encouraged, strengthened. Some of the stuff I may say may come off judgmental, and I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm just trying to give you guys some strategies that would help you get over some of the shortcomings that we may have altogether. No one's perfect, right? And some of the things that I talked about, I've struggled in the past with. So one thing I'm not going to do is pretend like I'm perfect here. I am not perfect, but the word of God is. And if I can use it to help me, I'm going to try to encourage you to use it to help you. Okay. Even though you may not like it, I'm still going to do it. All right. What's going on, Misunderstood? Thank you so much for being here, sis. All right. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about, the last thing before we get going is this. People are going to not like what I'm about to say here. Remove all just in case measures. I'm talking about, because it's going to make it sound like I'm talking about contraceptive. I don't think men need to be walking around with just in case something happens, like condoms and things like that. I'm saying it, and you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it because now it's gonna make it sound like, well, what you what? Because here's the automatic argument, right? I say men shouldn't be walking around with just in case measures, right? They shouldn't be walking around with condoms and stuff because, just in case it happens. No, it's either yes or no. Like, control yourself. No, I don't want to do it. Or no, we shouldn't do it. That should be the thing too. No, we shouldn't, because the truth of the matter is, you may want to, but you shouldn't. And what happens is this, right? We live in a society where it's possible and encouraged for us to escape responsibility and the consequences for our actions, especially when it comes to sex. There's pre measures that you can take to avoid pregnancy, and then there's post measures you can take to avoid being a parent, which is kind of weird to me. But either way, right? So remove all measures for the just in case scenarios. This way, this is, what that movie Act Like a Woman, Think Like a Man, right? I don't agree with everything Steve Harvey says, right? I respect him as an older man, but I don't agree with everything he says. I really don't. But that whole thing, right, that he had about the 90-day rule, I don't agree with. There is no 90-day rule, right? But he did say within the 90-day rule, women should wear like granny panties, right? Because they'll be embarrassed to take it off. All right. There's a measure that helps you prevent that. I support that. I support that fully. But this isn't about the ladies. This is about the gentlemen. All right. You guys got to stop putting yourself in a position for the just in case and start saying to yourself, no, I shouldn't. And I'm not going to do it. I'm not saying, that I'm against safe sexual practices. But what's safer than marrying somebody that you've known been, celibate, at least celibate or abstinent, right? What's wrong with that? Now, how's that not the safe? That's the safest form of sex that you can get. The safest form of sex. Remove all the just in case measures, gentlemen. Because let's be honest, if we're walking around with a condom in our pocket or somewhere nearby or whatever, right? We plan on using it. There is no just in case measures with us. There isn't. If it's there for a purpose, not just in case this happens. Come on, gentlemen. You may not like this, but if you really want to avoid and start putting yourself in a position to control your sexual desires and urges, not having protection in that sense will help you be able to say no or we shouldn't. Don't say I don't have protection, because then she may just pull out, bang, I got us. And at that point, you need to be thinking, why are you walking around with, was that for me or was that for you, just in case, for anybody? So, gentlemen, if she's walking around with her own, you may want to, you know what? Never mind. That's highly judgmental. All right. Chill out with the just in case measures and remove them all. Remove them all, especially if you really want to control your sexual desires. There are some things that we can do practically that will help us in controlling those things, even if we cannot. Because again, let's think of this logically. If you engage in intercourse with a woman without the use of contraceptive, you know that there's the likelihood of there being conception and a baby coming. What I don't get is why that doesn't like scare people automatically. Like, I don't understand why that's not the deterrent in this, especially if you're not ready to be a parent. Like, why isn't that the deterrent? You know what? I'm not ready to be a dad. I don't even know you enough to trust you to be my child's mother. So now we ain't doing this. I may want to. You look good, but nah, that ain't happening. Yo, what's going on, Jermaine? Yeah. So I'm trying not to ignore the chat, but I got to get this out. All right. So I just want to encourage you guys, gentlemen. Listen, it's not easy, but it's possible for you to control your sexual desires and your urges. All right. There's some people out there that will call it discipline of the lower regions. Okay. Discipline. You got to be able to be disciplined. We're disciplined in so many other areas in our life. If we play a sport, we are disciplined in that sport. All right. If we have a job, we put everything we have in that job. We're disciplined and we're competitive, right? Competitive. But we can't be disciplined in that area, and we need to be. We should be. We have to be. For our betterment, for the benefit of the women, and the betterment of our society. We have to. It's no longer a thing where, boys will be boys. That moniker hasn't been a moniker for 20 years because our communities are suffering. We got babies growing up split between two homes. And I could talk about that because I was raising kids that was split between two homes. It's not fair to them. It's not right. It's not. We got to be more disciplined in that area and stop becoming a slave to sex, because that's all it is. You're a slave to it. We got to do better, gentlemen. We got to do better. Let me get into the chat. What's going on, everybody? 30 years. You're right. More like 30 years. What's going on? Yeah, party pack of, yeah. Practicing wisdom removes the need for just in case. Absolutely. Hold on. I saw a comment. Marley December, what's going on? Chelsea's here, misunderstood. Yeah. And you guys are jumping in the chat, man. Thank you guys so much for engaging so much in the chat and with each other. I appreciate it. And I love when the Harrison extended family are engaging each other in the chat. Thank you so much. I think we really need to be disciplined in this area. And I really believe that if men can be more disciplined, we will have a lot of less headaches in the world today. And by the way, did I tell you I'm drinking decaf coffee? Doesn't taste the same at all. All right. So guys, I'm going to end the live stream here. I am about to record a video. I'll give you guys some information about it. I found a video of Russell Wilson speaking at a church before he married Sierra. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to be doing a reaction or a response because I already seen the video. So, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to get a lot of hate for that video too. Not that I'm looking for it, but sometimes people who are in public eye and they put their relationship out there publicly don't like for people to talk about it. So, and when I'm talking about it, I'm not trying to bash them, but it is a learning experience for those who believe in God and really want to have a godly relationship with their spouse and maintain a relationship deeply in God too. So we're going to talk about it. So We're going to end the live stream right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. If you made it this far in the video and you have not liked the video, what are you waiting for? Smash the like button right now. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe right now and hit the bell notification next to it. By doing so, you will be joining the Harrison Extended family here in my YouTube community. All right. You can also support the channel as well and be a part of the Harrison Extended family that way. We have a new member. Shout out to our newest member. You can hit the join button down below and you can select from third cousin, second cousin, first cousin, and siblings. Okay. Because you guys are my family. You guys are my family. Inexpensive tiers that will help finance this and sort of sponsor this channel. So every time you guys give, you guys are the sponsors. We don't have to get sponsors from everywhere else. You guys are sponsoring this. And it's sort of like, you know, this is your channel as well. You can also go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values. Same exact tiers there. You can support the channel there as well. Either one works and either one will help the channel move forward. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys for being here, whether you're watching the live stream or you're watching the replay. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. I love you. And until the next upload, a live stream, I'm out. Peace.